Hi, I'm Scarlett.
And hi, I'm Bria. And we are your Global Kitchen Kids.
Now today, as you can see, I have a special guest with me. So why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Bria. I play basketball with Scarlett on a team called Cal Storm.
Yeah. So today, we are going to be making an amazing olive oil vanilla cupcake with a caramel whipped cream. Wait, what? A caramel whipped cream. Did you hear that?
Okay. I don't think they heard it.
Are you sure? Okay, a caramel whipped cream. You got it? Caramel whipped cream. Okay, so now we should get started. So here, I have my olive oil. I have a third of a cup of olive oil. Now, you might seem like olive oil in a cupcake, but it's really gonna add dimension to this cupcake.
And here I have a tablespoon of vanilla extract. And who doesn't need vanilla extract? I mean, it's a vanilla cake.
Who doesn't need a what?
I don't know.
We're gonna be here for a while.
What is this?
Oh, I got half a cup. Okay. And then I have 2 egg yolks.
And I have a half a cup of sugar.
And also here you can notice I have 2 egg whites for the egg yolks. But I'm not going to be adding this to the batter just yet. What I'm going to do is whip it up into stiff peaks, so it's going to be like meringue. And then I'm going to fold it into the batter when it's all done, so it makes a really light and fluffy cake. And then you get that moistness from the oil. Okay, since I'm making an olive oil cake, I do not need any butter. So first thing, we're going to add the oil to our mixer. And then we're going to take our sugar, and put that in. Okay, and now I'm just going to whip this up until it's all combined. I'll tell that later. When we come back, I'll tell you what temperature the oven is at. Okay, so, hold on, just wait a sec so to cut it out. Don't cut that out. Now we're going to add in our vanilla extract and 2 egg yolks. You want to put it in? Yeah. Hold on. Good. I just don't want to make sure it splatters. Okay, so now I'm going to mix this up until it's all combined. Sorry, that was really cheesy. While we're making our batter, we have our oven preheated to 350 degrees, and we have our cupcake pans with our cupcake liners and ready to go. And again, we're only making half a batch of this, so that's why there's only a little bit of ingredients.
So about a dozen.
I don't know if it's gonna be a dozen.
Shut up.
About. So for the dry ingredients, which is basically your flour and your leavening, which is either baking soda or baking powder, in this case which is baking powder. So I'm gonna have 3/4 of a cup of flour, a heaping half of a tablespoon of baking powder, and then half a teaspoon of salt. So I'm going to give that a brief mix. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. Okay, that's good. So now, what else do we have over here? I don't know.
So, we have a third of a cup of milk.
And a third of a cup of milk for the wet. So, what we're going to do is put half of the dry, excuse me, and half of the whipped, and then mix it together. Okay. So then once that's almost all the way combined, we're going to add the other half and the other half of what ingredient?
Why are you only putting half of it and then the rest of the ingredients?
You want to do that so that you get a nice even batter, so there's no parts that are thinner than thicker, so you want to get them well combined without developing gluten, which means you're mixing it too much so that the flour will make dough tough. So, after you get all your ingredients in here, except for the egg whites, just want to mix that up. mixed up. And all I'm gonna do is, so now I'm gonna use my spatula to just really, you can see, there's like some of the parts on the edges that are not as well mixed in as the others. So just really wanna like mix everything well together. So now that our batter is made, I have my egg whites up, which we talked about earlier, and now we are going to just do that. And we want it to whisk it up until it has stiff peaks, which means that it won't jiggle, really. So, I'll see you in about 4 minutes. And you can also use a machine to do this, but I got an arm, why not use it? Your turn.
So let's get down to business.
You're stepping on my toe. Thank you.
We have egg whites that we're going to fold in our batter. And I'm going to hand this over to Scarlett.
Thank you. Okay, so after we've whipped up our egg whites and our muscles are a little sore, we have a beautiful fluff, if you will. So basically what you want it to be the stage at is if you lift your whisk up, like you can see a little peak, okay? So now, okay, we're gonna put half of our egg whites in, just so that we can fold this in a bit easier than putting all of it in. So what you wanna do is take the edge of the pan, sorry, the edge of the mixing bowl and like go under and over. So like circle down. So what you want to do is go to the edge of the bowl and like scrape all the batter off, then go underneath and flip it up. And you want to keep on doing that until you have a nice consistency so that your batter will be nice and fluffy. And then this is almost right. Couple more folds. Okay. Then we're going to add the rest of the egg whites. You want to try?
Yes, please.
Good. If you mess up, I'm gonna kill you. Okay. So she is trying to fold in the egg whites into the batter so that we can bake them off. Okay. And again, our oven is preheated at 350 degrees, and we have our cupcakes lined, and we're gonna bake these for 12 to 18 minutes depending on your oven. Okay. Let me take over real quick. Or not. It's cold. Okay. Just want to get all the lumps out. And then,
So you can use 2 spoons or a spoon scooper to scoop your batter into the cupcake cups.
there, that's actually called an ice cream scooper. Just side note. Okay. So, she can use that and I'll use this. So you want to make sure that your batter's nice and runny, because after all, it's a cake batter. So we're gonna go ahead and fill these up.
This is really good. So next, we're gonna be making a simple caramel sauce.
So we have our ingredients here. And here we have a 1/3 of a cup of heavy cream, or heavy whipping cream, and I'm gonna add a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract to that. Then we have 2/3 of a cup of brown sugar, pat, because the brown sugar has a lot of air, so you want to press that down. And then we have our butter, of course, because you need butter to make a caramel in this recipe. And we're going to use about 2 tablespoons. I have my saucepan heating up on low heat. And then I'm going to add around 2 tablespoons butter. Go ahead and estimate. Now we're going to let it melt. So stir. You want to stir that. And then I got.
Remember, and always while using the stove.
Okay, so now I'm going to add in my brown sugar, all of it. I just kind of stir everything, and that is 2/3 a cup, by the way. And the stirrer, do your duty.
Stir,
Okay.
stir.
You don't need to do the stirrer dance. So now we're just gonna mix it all together and raise the heat just a little bit. So it's at a medium-low heat now, so everything's combined. So remember, I have my vanilla and my whipped cream. I'm just gonna briefly mix together. And while you're stirring the pan, or another person is stirring, we want to gently add this in. So just back up for a second. And it probably will kind of fuzz and like sizzle. So just stay calm and just mix it together. Then you should see it turn a caramelistic color, which is happening. Am I correct? Okay. Yeah. So now, while it's cooking, all we want it to do is dissolve the sugar so it's not crunchy caramel.
So now we're gonna turn the heat off and add the smallest pinch of salt you've ever had. That's been waiting.
Okay, so now our caramel is done. You might think that it's not very thick right now, but as it cools, let me tell you, it will thicken. So you just want to let that cool. And another thing as well, you don't want to put it into your whipped cream piping hot, or else it's going to be unwhipped cream, like puddle.
Beware of our delicious vanilla cupcakes. These have been baked in the oven for 15 minutes. 15 minutes. And have been baked at 350 degrees.
35 is correct.
350 degrees. Now I'm gonna hand this over to Scott.
Okay, so for our whipped cream in the bowl, we have a little over a cup of heavy whipping cream, and then we have a teaspoon of vanilla extract and a 1/4 cup of sugar. We're not using too much sugar because our caramel is already sweet.
Okay.
And by the way, we didn't put that in yet. And we're using granulated regular sugar, but you can also use 1/2 cup of confectioner or powdered sugar.
So I'm just gonna do this at the low speed first, and here we go.
You want to raise the speed of the mixer as you go along so that everything doesn't splat up at your face.
After your whipped cream has been almost whipped, you add the caramel in. And just gotta.
And that's been whipping for about 3 minutes on high speed. Okay? So now we're gonna add almost all of this caramel. I think you did it. Okay. So we're gonna add almost all of it. We want a little bit for the top. Look at that. Thickened up beautifully. A little bit more. Okay. And go ahead and mix that up. And get that little drippings with a different finger. Whipped cream.
The caramel whipped cream on the cupcake. You're not doing it now, are you? He's doing it now.
Wait, hold on.
So what Scarlett is doing now is she's piping the cupcakes with the caramel whipped cream. And you can also use a spoon, but she's using the piping tip right now. And wow, she is in it.
Okay. So we have our beautifully frosted cupcakes. And of course, you do not have to pipe it. You can just spoon it on if you want. Slather it on there, and I'm just gonna top it with a little caramel drizzle.
Whoa, and does that look great?
Okay.
The plate looks horrible.
Now I'm gonna just kind of, yeah. Teamwork. So So now we have our beautiful cupcakes that you can put some strawberries on here, some blueberries, a little mint, and we're gonna eat these right now. Okay, so thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like, and tell all your friends about me, please, please.
Help the global kitchen kid.
And thank you for making these cupcakes with me.
You're welcome.
Okay, now without any further ado, I'm gonna eat these. 1, 2, 3. We get messy in this kitchen.
And wow, isn't this amazing?
Oh, I just dropped something.